Hey guys, I've done a bit of research and it turns out that chicken curry is currently the most commonly searched recipe on Google. And one of the big components of chicken curry is coconut milk. And I've had that many questions come in asking me, can I have coconut milk? I know, is it healthy? I've heard this and that, and I thought I'd just clear that up. So I've got here some coconut milk itself, which I made a bit earlier. Coconut milk is from the meat of the coconut, and all you do, similar to nuts, is you peel back the flesh, the meat, and put that in a blender with some boiling water, and just blitz that up. And then once it gets to a nice smooth texture, just pass it through a sieve, put it in the fridge, and it'll split into a thick part and a liquid base. And that's really important or really good for the texture of your curries. But we'll get to that later on another episode. Um, First off, so yes, you should be having coconut milk. I have it, probably twice, 3 times a week. I love it, not just for the fact it's good for you, but it's also, tastes awesome. Beautiful nutty texture. But the biggest thing is, it contains a number of vital things for your internal state. It's got amazing vitamin C, E, and B carriers, and the C and E is really good for your immune system. Whereas the B is really good for transporting energy to your cells. And seeing as how our cells are made up of a majority of fat, we need energy and to be transported that really efficiently. So without the vitamin B, it wouldn't work as and we wouldn't work orderly. It's actually quite high in magnesium, which is also important for a lot of internal functions, and phosphorus, which is good for strong bones and teeth and things like that. It's great for your skincare. So girls, you look a lot of Asian women and men. They actually have really good skin, and part of that is because of the coconut milk that they have in their particular tropical parts, like Thailand and places like that. The biggest things is obviously, yes, it does contain a lot of fat, and yes, it is saturated fat, but I think coconut milk has established its own rules when it comes to this. It's a really good fat for you. It's got something that contains lauric acid, which is a medium chain fat, and as a result, it's really good for building HDL, which is high density lipoproteins for your cholesterol levels. Just really good. They're the good cholesterols you want to have. They've also, they don't really have. It's really interesting. Their fat that they contain, the fat that they contain, doesn't actually clog up your arteries. So like other fat that are getting into your arteries and prevent blood flow, systems and transport and things like that. They don't do that, so it's really good for you in terms of fat. It doesn't clog up any arteries. In terms of the fat itself, well, that's really good for your immune system. We often neglect the concept of having fat, and realistically, you should be having a bit more fat than carbohydrates a day, and this is a really good way of making sure you hit those, those marks, not numbers. I don't like using numbers, but those marks. What do I use my coconut milk for? Well, the obvious is the chicken curry, along with massamans and other curries like that, which you'll find out in the future in my upcoming books. But I also use it for purees and soups. I actually replace it for full cream milk and cream, just purely because the dairy concept, I'm trying to avoid a little bit just due to my acidity levels are, quite high, balance them out with a bit of alkaline, and my absorption rate with the coconut milk is just going to go that much higher. So you actually absorb more nutrients by having coconut milk as well. Plus, I personally believe the coconut milk just adds that much better texture when I put it in my Vitamix for my purees, and when I do it for my catering and things like that, it works out really well. So I'm happy about that. What else do I use it for? I use it I actually make ice cream with it. So coconut milk ice cream. The boys don't mind about that, particularly getting into summer now. So that's pretty cool. I don't rub it on my skin personally, like they did back in the day, but I obviously use it as well. And the guys have started to get into it, and they've actually really enjoyed it for their skincare. So that's pretty cool. But there's a wide range of things you can use it for, and I'll be showcasing that as the months go on. But if you have any more questions on coconut milk, let me know, and I'll try and pick them up for you. Cheers.